North Korea has fired another suspected ballistic missile towards East Sea, triggering fresh alarm in South Korea and Japan. Well, South Korea detected the launch. In the meantime, Japan said that the projectile appeared to be a ballistic missile, and officials were ordered to closely monitor the entire situation. At first, another North Korean missile launch, it may sound familiar to you, but that is exactly what makes it's so dangerous. Because Pyongyang's missile program, it is no longer an maybe occasional experiment now. It is part of a sustained military strategy. North Korea has spent maybe years developing missiles with increasingly sophisticated capabilities, while its leaders have repeatedly threatened South Korea, Japan, and the US. Well, the latest launch comes amid the rising tension over Japan's military expansion and Pyongyang's increasingly hostile rhetoric towards both Tokyo and Seoul. And this has created a very complicated regional equation. Japan is strengthening its military capabilities. South Korea is closely coordinating with the US. North Korea sees these developments as threat. And every military exercise or weapon test, it can trigger another response. And that creates a cycle here. One country increases its defense capability, another sees this as a threat. It responds with a missile test. The first country then increases military spending again and again, and the cycle it continues. Well, here for the US, the concern goes far beyond the Korean peninsula. The US has treaty alliances with South Korea and Japan. That means a serious escalation involving either country, it can immediately draw America deeper into the conflict. And yes, there is another factor here: North Korea's relationship with Russia. The broader geopolitical environment has created new opportunities for cooperation between Pyongyang and Moscow, including military and strategic ties, by the way, which by the way means that North Korea is not operating in a vacuum. It is part of a larger network of shifting alliances. Now for Japan, the concern is particularly immediate because North Korean missiles have previously traveled over or near Japanese territory and into surrounding waters as well. Well, for South Korea, the threat is even more direct because of its proximity to North Korea and the concentration of military and civilian infrastructure around Seoul. And for Washington, every launch raises the question: how far has North Korea's missile program actually progressed? Can its missile system become more accurate? Can they evade missile defenses? Can they carry increasingly sophisticated warheads? And can North Korea eventually threaten targets much farther away? The answer determines the strategic calculation of not just South Korea and Japan though, but the United States as well. So, another missile launch, it may look very similar, but underneath it is a much larger contest over deterrence in East Asia.